Hi guys! So I am ready for my face. You can see I don't have the best skin in the world. I have a lot of pink going on. Yeah. I have prepped my face. I've washed it, I've toned it, I've moisturized. We're good to go. Step one, the old primer. Okay, this is super important, you guys. It creates a barrier between your face and your makeup because you don't want your makeup like actually absorbing into your face, and you also don't want the oil in your skin to come out and mix with your makeup. It's not going to be pretty. So we use a primer to create a barrier. It also gives your makeup something to stick to so it lasts all day, which means you can use a little bit less, which means you're saving money. And it makes the colors of your eyeshadows, for example, show up at their very truest pigmentation. Okay, so primed. Okay, today I'm going to use my little BB cream concoction that I make that I love. I have drier skin, which is why I really love the BB cream, because it's basically a tinted moisturizer, so it has a moisturizing component, which is exactly what I need. But it's only a medium coverage, and I need a little bit more than medium coverage. So what do? I mix it with concealer, and that's going to take us to a full coverage. And the awesome thing about this mineral concealer is it has illuminators in it, and it basically will give you a natural highlight without having to highlight. It will reflect the light in all of the natural places that you would put a highlighter. You don't need a highlighter because it's going to reflect it for you. It's amazing. It's awesome. You're going to love it. So, tools. Foundation brush. Super soft, super beautiful. This is what we're going to use to apply, to mix first. We're going to use this end to mix, and we're going to use this end to apply, and it's going to be gorgeous. Blending bud and a powder puff, because we're going to set it with our mineral pressed powder. So let's get started here. First thing I'm going to do is open my concealer, and then you'll see it's just like a loose powder pigment. And in the lid is where I'm going to do all of my mixing. So first things first, I'm going to take my BB cream, and I'm going to do a little, good thing I have two more. Perfect, perfect. I'm going to do a little dollop in the middle, and then I'm going to take my concealer, and I'm just going to tap a little bit on top. Not a ton, not a ton. Okay, great. Now I'm going to take the non-brush end, and I'm just going to mix it up a little bit right here in the lid of the concealer. You don't want it to be grainy. If it's grainy, you've used too much concealer. So just mix it up until it looks smooth. Can't even tell there's any concealer in there. Perfect. Okay, delightful. So I'm just going to kind of wipe this off on the back of my hand. And this has given my primer a chance to really adhere to my face. So this little mixing thing works out really well. Then I'm going to take my brush, and I'm just going to scoop this up first and start painting my face with it. So the BB cream is complexion enhancing. So as you let it sit on your skin, it's really going to be able to blend in with your own skin tone, which I love. You don't have to worry about it being too pink or too yellow. It's going to do its own magic. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that like do its thing for a quick minute. You can see I don't go all the way up to my eyes, because the more makeup you have up there, the faster and easier it is for you to get makeup creasing. You know, you can see where I have little creases. I don't want my makeup caking in there, so I drag this up, and that way it's a really thin layer, and I don't get creasing. Nobody wants that. So this is sort of started to set itself in. What I do is I just take a sponge, and I just dab a little dabberoo, drag it up to underneath my eyes, a real thin layer. And this is just to sort of blend everything in up to the hairline because I don't go all the way up with my brush. Same thing down the sides. So then any extra that I have left, this one I mixed up really well. I don't have a ton left. That's pretty good eyeballing. You can just sort of pat on any extra wherever you might need coverage, whether it's a blemish or, for example, on me, I have a lot more redness right in this area than I do kind of in the rest of my face, right across this band. So I just sort of put the extra right where all my redness is. Just tap that on. Okay. Then I take my blending bud and I spray it with my rose water. Couple of reasons. Number one, your blending bud should be damp anyway, and I did get it damp with water, and if that's what you want to use, totally fine, that's good. But I like to spray mine with the rose water because rose water can be used as a setting spray. So not only does it reduce redness and inflammation, which you guys know I have some redness, but it can be used as a setting spray, so it's like a twofer. So then I take this and I just blend all over. And this I find gives me a flawless finish. So there you go. And you can see, well, the lighting's not, you can see I have a highlight right there. You see that, you guys? Right there. Those are the illuminators doing their thing. And now I'm gonna set it all with our pressed powder. A couple of reasons I do this. Number one, it does, for me, it gives me a little bit more coverage because I have some very pink skin, you guys. It gives me just a touch more coverage, which I really, really like. Also, because the BB cream is more of a dewy finish and not super matte, I like to sort of mattify my coverage, but that's total personal preference. So I take my Powder Puff brush, this little cutie, and I just swirl it around into my pressed powder. Give a little swirl, you know, until you can see it on your brush. And then you want to make sure that not to rub, because you're going to rub off all the foundation you just worked so hard on. So you just pat. And I start right where my redness is, right under my eyes. Blend it all down. So there you have it. And that is my very most favorite foundation coverage and foundation combination of products. So if you guys are enjoying everything so far, and let me know if you need a color match on anything. I am here for you for any questions you have, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.